I want to get your opinion on a photo I took. But I can
Chris.
What?
What's going on?
Where's Tim?
Oh, it's Tim.
Tim! Tim, no! You're gone!
Tim. I got little arms. Look at them.
You got little baby arms. It's alright. I love you, man. I love you.
My name is Tim Sosa. I'm a graduate student at the University of Chicago. I do all my research here at the Field Museum. I study fishes. I use their genetics to infer how they're related to each other, and then I use information from fossils and from morphology to figure out the story of their evolution as they came into North America from South America. The particular lineage of fishes I look at, which is a group called the characins, which includes tetras and piranhas and things like that. So the game jam, I guess everybody knows the story of like the basic story, right? Bunch of game developers came here, and a bunch of us grad students and one postdoc. We all gave them a little spiel about our research, and then we formed teams and tried to figure out games based on, or more or less on our research. Try to convey some of those findings in a fun and inventive fashion.
I was trying to explain how all these fish worked, and what they were doing while we were trying to make this game. And then I realized, we were right next door to the aquarium where all these things are living. So we took a little trip over there to kind of get to know our subjects.
Yeah, and from there we came up, so we have this idea, we haven't broken it down, but a system for like a predatory system where based on that your size can go up or down. Tim, you want to talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah, so it's basically simulating natural selection in that if you're a small fish and you encounter a predator that eats small fish, it depletes half your population, but then what's left is bigger, as though you had sustained selective pressure for a larger body size to avoid this predator. And conversely, if it's something that eats a larger fish, then you end up smaller at the end of it. So it's disruptive to your goals, in particular if your goal is to become smaller or larger, based on what your baseline was.
I just sat around and waited for a team to find me and claim me as a partner in the project. And so Brian and Christopher came up to me and they asked if I wanted to join them. I was like, sure, yeah. And I had no idea what they wanted to do. Of course, I'd never met them. And they kind of kicked this idea around in a really embryonic form just the first night. And I was like, okay, that sounds interesting. Yeah, all right, we'll see what we do.
All right.
Succinct.
The game is called Something Fishy, and it is a strategic and non-strategic board game where you simulate fish evolution over a period of time. You have one goal, actually two goals. One is to become a certain type of fish during the game, or survive as long as possible.
Not go extinct.
Yeah, not go extinct. There are a bunch of ways you can die in this game because nobody said it was easy.
It was all them. They designed that game very, very quickly and returned with a functional prototype in the morning.
So the mechanics of the game, to boil it down, is just a game between each player of hidden and shown information. So the game is broken up into rounds, and each round the player chooses to look at a card. Based on that information, they can either show it or they can hide it again. If they show a card, they can move to that card and then reap the rewards from the card. But if they choose not to show a card, they can move to any other card that is currently showing up. So again, the base mechanic is just keeping knowledge that you want hidden from the other players that you can use at a later time, or just showing that information with the group and going from there.
It was very playable. Like a lot of people had, I think Aaron played through it once or twice with me, and I think maybe John Mitchell did, and everybody seemed to have fun with it. It was the only game of its kind in the mix. I mean, nobody else. I don't think it even occurred to anybody else to make a a non-digital game. Most of the people that were presenting that night and were participating in the game jam, most of them were my friends. So like I knew a little bit about their research already. You know, this isn't something that I would necessarily have expected to be able to do as a graduate student, to be able to try to design a game based on my research. Like that's I would expect, you know, people like that are really established in the field to be approached for something like that.